Don't miss new episodes of So What Happened To, Saturday mornings on RatedEm.
To call Super Mario a franchise would be an understatement. The face of video games has been everywhere, from platformers to sports games to racing games to even an XCOM-style RTS. However, there have been a few Mario games that never saw the light of day. In this video, we're going to highlight some of these unreleased Mario games and see what happened to them. Welcome back to Game Graveyard, where I cover games that never got full releases. Today, we're talking about cancelled Mario games. So before we jump into legitimately scrapped Mario games, there are two that I want to mention that I wouldn't consider to be quote-unquote unreleased Mario games, but a lot of people mistake them as cancelled. The first one I want to mention is Super Mario 128. Super Mario 128 was a tech demo shown at Space World 2000, where 128 NPCs of Mario dismantled a mosaic of Mario's face made up of 3D blocks on a circular plane. The circular plane could also be distorted and warped in real time. This was intended to display the power of the GameCube, multiple fully animated models, 128 non-controllable AI characters on screen at once, a landscape that changes in real time, physics that react to those changes for every object and character on screen. All of this, with no frame drops or loading screens, was highly impressive for the time. However, this was merely a tech demo and was not intended to be a full game. A lot of people online get that confused. I mean, this might have been an inspiration for Pikmin, but that's merely a guess of mine. The other one is Super Mario RPG 2, but this was just merely an early title for Paper Mario. There doesn't seem to be a sequel to Mario RPG that looks like the original game, it's just early builds of Paper Mario. Everything else from this point forward are legitimately cancelled games, so let's start off with Super Mario 64 2. Now, Super Mario 64 2 wasn't entirely a sequel, but more like an enhanced version of the game. It was meant for the 64's disk drive, which was a failed add-on to the console that would have allowed developers to create more expansive games for the system that couldn't be achieved on a normal cartridge. It would have been the same game, but with a handful of cut content restored, such as co-op multiplayer and a rideable Yoshi. However, as mentioned, the 64DD was a commercial failure, and so the project was cancelled to save on any potential financial losses. Mario Strikers is a sub-series of the Mario Sports line that has had a few releases under its belt. Developed by Next Level Games, it puts Mario and friends in a more serious, futuristic setting as they face off against each other in soccer matches with some unique rules. I mention this because Next Level Games actually wanted to continue this sub-series but with a different sport: volleyball. Super Mario Spikers was a cancelled volleyball game that would have taken the tone established by Strikers and turned the knob a little further. It wasn't just a volleyball game, but a hybrid between volleyball and wrestling, weirdly enough. Animations and concept art were made for the game and presented to Nintendo, but Nintendo was so put off by the violence that they actually rejected the pitch. There's not really any information on how the two sports would have worked together, again, just some animations and concept art. However, it's not all bad for Next Level Games, as they would go on to develop the Wii version of Punch-Out!
Need a new form of entertainment in your life? Join the thousands of others who have considered subscribing. Side effects may include joy, laughter, and newfound knowledge about video games. Talk to your doctor about if subscribing is right for you.
Want to support the channel? Be sure to share this video with your friends. RatedEm episodes are made possible by viewers like you. Thank you.
Let's continue our dive into unreleased Mario games. The next one I'll mention isn't a video game, but rather a physical arcade game. Mario Slapshot is a tabletop, non-video game arcade game that has Mario and friends face off in a game of hockey. There is next to nothing known about it other than this image. It's unknown when this prototype was built and when it would have been distributed, but it exists somewhere out there. It seems to just be a Mario-themed version of one of those hockey foosball tabletop games. There's not really a unique spin on it, aside from the Mario branding. The last one is extremely obscure, being a spin-off of Mario Kart. Mario's Motors was going to be a Nintendo DS game where players would have recycled scrap metal and parts of broken vehicles to build new engines. Players would have had to cut metal and welded parts together to create new engines for vehicles. It's unclear if this was the entire game, or if it would have been a kart racer. Its choice to run on the Nintendo DS makes sense though, as the touchpad functionality would have been perfect for the aforementioned cutting and welding gameplay. So that was just a handful of cancelled Mario games. There's a bunch of other cancelled games in the Mario franchise, but I wanted this video to focus on games where Mario is the main protagonist. However, if you want to see a video that covers more cancelled games within the greater Mario universe, leave a like and a comment because there's a ton more that I could cover.